1, and we're live from the top of the hub, Beverly, Mass. This is JustIn, my podcast. Welcome to the show again. Thanks for tuning in. Another phone cast, so the audio might be fucked up. And I'm here with my girlfriend and my guest and my partner in life, Victoria DeCaro. How you doing?
I'm good. I am so good.
How was the move? Any comments, suggestions for a better move? I think it went pretty smooth.
Well, it did go smooth. I think that the best suggestion would be to pack everything, obviously, the night before or a few days before.
Yeah, a few days before. Which we did not.
Nope.
Last minute Larry's.
Minimal stuff. Minimal. Only take what you really need.
I think I'm gonna become a minimalist.
I'm already a minimalist, so.
Yeah, you don't have much stuff. She didn't have, what did you have, like one bag of clothes and that was it?
Yep.
So that went fucking very, very easily for you. And it wasn't a bad move, actually. I think it was one of the smoothest moves I've ever done, actually.
How long did it take? We started at, we got here at what, 10:30, 11?
Yeah, we rented the U-Haul at 10.
We got everything off the truck by 12. And then we left here at 12:15.
To return the U-Haul?
Yep. Well, we stopped at the house first, and then we realized we had 15 minutes to get there to drop it off. Because the time limit.
So we moved in 2 hours.
Yeah.
To a 4th floor, guys. 4th floor apartment. Right? This is the 4th floor. 3 sets of stairs.
3 flights of stairs.
4th floor. Shout outs to my man, Shawnee Boy, for helping on the move. Shout outs to my dad, my mother, and you, and who else helped us? Shout outs to Tony, who stopped by to make sure we were working and then left. Good looks,
He just
Tony.
came by to say hi. And then
Eating
he
the
left.
breakfast of champions, peanut M&Ms and a Coca-Cola, which is fucking the par for Tony. Headed to type 2 diabetes on the fast track.
Yep, absolutely.
And we invited him to this podcast here today, but no answer. And now my phone's on airplane mode so we can record it, so kind of fucked yourself on that one, didn't you, Tony? Yeah, that's what I thought. But other than that, we're all moved in. A little unconventional place with a bed in the kitchen. Alright?
It works.
It works.
At least when people walk in to the initial apartment, you're walking into a living room versus a bedroom.
Right?
So that's pretty cool.
And we have a door. So you walk in, there's a living room, and then there's a door
To
that we can
separate.
shut.
Yeah.
So it's not really a studio part. I don't know what they consider a studio.
Well, it used to be a full 1-bedroom, but they sealed off the other side to make room for more apartments.
I think it was like just 3 apartments, right? 1 floor, or 4. 1 on this floor, 1 on the other floor, 1.
Possibly, or maybe 2.
Yeah, now it's 2 on this floor. On the first floor, I think it's all
There's
studios.
4 on this floor.
Yeah.
4 on the 4th floor.
15 apartments, guys. No fucking parking space for us. We fucking got the shit end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, it's okay though. But we can park on the street, and then we can look out and see our car. That's cool.
We can look out and see our car get fucking backed into by a fucking guy and his boyfriend in a Prius. And as I try to take a picture of them, of their car, my flash goes off, and all I get is the fucking screen in front of me. So that was nice. But it's in a nice part. It's in fucking Beverly. Don't come trying to find us, you fucking weirdos. It's not in Beverly, actually. It's somewhere completely different. But it's nice. There's a farmer's market right down the street. Monday mornings. Monday afternoons.
Yep. On Mondays, and they have a few vendors. There's one called the Garlic Guy. He sells garlic, obviously.
Was he down there today? He was?
Yeah, he was the first one up on the corner.
I fucking love garlic.
There was Salem Soap Company. There was a few local farms selling fruits and vegetables. The sunflower guy, which he's my favorite because he carries all the sunflowers, but went there today and he only had like 2 left and they weren't that great.
He sold out
Oh,
all
we
the
picked
good
up some
sunflowers.
noodles.
Oh, yeah.
Some guy owns a place in Winthrop. I forget what it's called, but
Did he give us his card?
no, he didn't. But he said he's there every Monday.
Well, we'll be there to sample his free samples
But we already did.
every Monday. We're not ever buying it again
We're
from
just
that
kidding.
stand.
No,
We're just
then
gonna
he'll get
free samples.
mad.
I don't care.
And
Free
then he'll
samples.
be like, no soup for you.
No soup for you. I love that episode of Seinfeld.
It was a good episode.
You can't make episodes like that anymore though.
No.
Especially the name of it, Soup Nazi.
I honestly think all the shows from like the late 80s, early 90s were probably like the best shows running as
Yep.
far as like sitcoms.
Right? You'll never get a fucking.
Because now what they have out is just like, I can't get into it.
I literally couldn't name you one sitcom. Well, I could, but one that I actually watch. You know what one blows my mind that everybody loves? Take a guess.
What's that show? Modern Family.
No, that one's not. Actually, that's not bad.
That one's okay.
I like Modern Family. But Big Bang Theory?
Sheldon.
You like that show?
I like Sheldon.
Why does every woman on earth love that show?
I don't love the show. I love Sheldon.
Or love him? Why? Because he's gay and
No,
smart?
because he's just very smart and he says it in like a way that's funny when he explains things.
Bazinga.
And it's just his whole demeanor is just like, I'm better than you because I know science.
He does play a funny character, though.
He does.
Yeah. I guess the show itself is fucking horrible. It's terrible.
There's some good episodes, but most of it is, like I said, I just like Sheldon.
The only reason any guy would watch that show is because Kaylee Kuoku or whatever her name is. Cleavage.
Yeah, I guess.
That's why. I'm telling you. And why is that a thing? Why is, like, is there any show that guys just are shirtless or just fucking... No. Jersey Shore.
Yeah, but that show sucked.
And it also had cleavage.
And it sucked. It was horrible.
Did you see the roast of Donald Trump with the situation?
Yeah, it was a mess. He was an absolute mess. He was all wrecked on anything and everything. He made a fool of himself. You know, he's actually sober now.
Oh, I'm sure he says he is.
No, he really is.
Guys, go on YouTube and look up the, what's his name, Sorrentino?
Yeah,
Mike Sorrentino. The situation roasting Donald Trump. It is the funniest thing, the worst train wreck of a comedic act you'll ever see. It's awesome. It's hilariously bad. But is he sober now?
He really is. He cleaned his act up. He got into something where like
He didn't pay his taxes.
Yeah, he did tax evasion, and then I think he might have done some time for it or on some serious probation. But he ended up getting clean and sober. And when they had that reboot of the Jersey Shore Family Vacation, yeah, I know I said that show is stupid, but
Now let me tell you every episode about it.
I just wanted to watch the first episode of the vacation series just to see, you know, what the people look like and where are they now. And he's sober.
Is he?
Absolutely sober. And
He was sober in the show?
He's sober now,
Really?
like clean and sober, yeah.
Good for him.
For like a few years now.
Good fucking situation to be in, huh? I'm sure he's not gonna be on that sober bandwagon for too long.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean,
he's not the brightest bulb in the fucking tree.
yeah, but I mean, he's trying to do the right thing, and hopefully he continues to do the right thing.
God willing, God bless him.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Mike Sorrentino.
A lot of people don't get
Yeah,
that
fuck.
opportunity.
What?
Or they do, and then they blow it.
You think people don't get the opportunity to be sober?
No, people, I guess what I'm trying to say is people don't always have the willpower to continue through with that opportunity, and they blow it.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, you know, unfortunately, they pass, or they just continue to sink deeper and deeper and deeper, and they're just at the point of no return. So,
Yeah.
know?
I give respect to sober people that have once met the faces of fucking terrible drugs, addictions, and alcoholism, whatever, and they get clean. I fucking
Yeah.
all respect to them. I respect that, but I don't know. I look at it weird because those people are mostly like the people that's all they talk about.
The sobriety and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah, I mean, and that when they're new in sobriety, I mean, that is like a thing, especially like AA and NA, you're supposed to like pass on the word.
Right.
You know,
That's like a big
like that's
part
like
of
a
life
part
now.
of. It's a part of like not the steps. That's not.
That's the 12 steps program.
Whoever is in recovery knows what I'm talking about. It's not the 12 steps. It's the whatever, like the
you
things
have to
that
be
you're
like
supposed
somebody's
to
guardian
do.
or something.
Well, yeah, they have sponsors, and then like it's just a part of the program. Like you're supposed to help others and like spread the word of recovery. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's not the 12 steps.
What are the 12? I don't know what the 12
It's
steps
like
are.
like the 10 like not commandments, but like the 10. Like I said, whoever's in recovery knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, all you fucking alcoholics listening right now know exactly what we're trying to say, right? But who was it? My buddy from work, you know him. I'm gonna say his name. He might be on the podcast. He was an alcoholic, drug addict. And he's
Yeah.
sober now, and he's somebody's sponsor.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I heard him on the phone. He was like, "Yeah, I used to be, blah blah blah, an addict, whatever. I think he said 40 years sober, but I don't know if that's fucking correct. Maybe it is.
He isn't 50,
but he was-
is he?
I don't know. He doesn't look 50.
If he is, he's probably like early 50s.
He's not
No,
fucking
he's
50.
late 40s. He's
There's
late
no
40s.
way he's 50.
He's late 40s.
Shoutouts to my man. I'm not gonna say his name. I'll say his first name. Shoutouts to my boy Mark. Yeah, and he's doing good. But he was on the phone today, and he was like, "Yeah, I like I'm somebody's sponsor,
Yep.
whatever they call him." And they call, I guess, if you're about to relapse or something, that's the first person you would call,
Mm-hmm.
or your buddy. I like that system. It's like a fucking pen pal.
Yeah. And that's just somebody who's always there for you to help you through your time.
That's
And
been
somebody
through
you
it.
can depend on, yeah. And they know what you're going through, and they're there to help you and to lift you up and to support you
Right?
and help you get your life together.
That's the way it should be, but it obviously couldn't with so many fucking faults. But like psychiatry and shit, it's like if you've never been, say, trying to help somebody out with depression, anxiety, and you know it, like the book, the fucking studies of it and all this and that, and all the how it works, but you've never been depressed or you've never had anxiety, like I feel like psychiatrists should only be helping people that they've experienced themselves. Like how you gonna help somebody with depression when you've never been depressed?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because
You don't know the mind state of.
there are a lot of clinicians who actually are,
Right,
diagnosed,
I bet most
who
of them.
do practice. So, I mean, I'm sure there's not 100% of them, but there are a good handful of clinicians who are and suffer from those different things.
Right.
So, they do have like a real sense of what that person on the other side of the table is going through.
Right,
And it does make sense in a way, and it's like you should be, going through that in order to kind of like help somebody else. But then it's like me, I'm not in recovery. I never was, and I worked with people like that for 3 years, and I loved it. I
Right,
loved
yeah.
seeing people grow from hitting rock bottom and coming in and, being like, I need help. And it's like, okay, well, this is what we're here for. We're here to help you.
Yeah, my fucking point was stupid. Me saying that only people should do that have been through that. Obviously, that's dumb, right? Like,
It's
people helping people is the
Yeah.
main goal, but to relate to them better.
exactly
Would have a
to have
better-
a better feel of what that person's
Right.
actually going through.
Yeah. So, what did you do again? Tell the folks at home.
So I worked for a lab that did diagnostic, drug tests for people in recovery. I worked for ICC in Worcester, and I worked for Cordant Lab Solutions, and I worked for Spenti Health, and I went to halfway houses and sober houses for young girls and women and teenagers. And then on Wednesdays, I'd work at the detox at St. Elizabeth's.
Collecting pee.
Yeah.
So
And that wasn't so much, like, people would just come in, leave their sample and, head out. But going to the houses and, like, sitting with the girls and, like, hearing their stories of why they're there. Because I would have to do their registering. I'd have to register them as a new patient, do their paperwork with them, and then me being the type of person I am, I just ask, like, what made you, what happened in your life where you just got into it, like, how'd you end up here? And a lot of them opened up to me, and I don't know why, like, people just, they loved me. And some girls were there, and they were a mess, and like I said, just watching them, especially the new ones that came in the house, they were very quiet, very, very quiet, not apt to talk to anybody, not to me, very defiant. And then over time, I'd go to these places 3, 4 days, 5 days a week, and they would see me and they would just feel comfortable enough to just open up and say, this is why I'm here, this is what got me here. And like, there'd be times where I'd show up and they'd be like, hey, Victoria, guess what happened today? Like, I had an interview for a job.
Just
and I'm
ready
like,
to
oh,
tell
that's
you good
awesome.
shit.
And I'm like, that's really cool. I was like, where is it? And like, it wouldn't be like a big, super, job. It would just be like at Target or Dunkin' Donuts. But
that's like
that is what they
first step
describe as sober jobs.
Yeah.
Like Dunkin' Donuts, Target, Walmart, wherever. It doesn't even matter. TJ Maxx, like, that's your first sober job. And they were so excited about it.
That's
and
dope.
I was just like, that's so cool. Because, like, a few weeks ago, like, you couldn't even fucking talk.
A few weeks ago, you looked like a
you
fucking
couldn't even
trash
give me a
bag.
sample. Like, you pissed all over the floor. But it's okay now because, like, you're clean, you're sober, you're excited, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Then there were the girls that graduated from the house that went to move on to, like, sober living. And they were just like, wow, I'm really going to miss it here. Like, I got a lot of help. Like, and then they would ask me, like, oh, are you going to come to, like, this house to, like, do the tests too? And I'm like, no, unfortunately, like, we don't go to that house. Like, we don't have a contract with them. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to miss you and da-da-da. And just seeing people progress, especially from a very, very low point.
Yeah.
It gives you insight and inspiration. And you kind of plug those little situations into your own life. And
Right.
it's like, I can do, like, you think you're struggling and, like, whatnot. Like, you can take those little instances and plug them into your own life and be like, hey, this girl was on the street, like, shooting up, whatever.
Right.
Like, if she can get
If
her
she
shit
can make it,
together,
I can
if she
fucking
can
make
make it, like, I can do it. And I used to leave work feeling like that all the time.
That's a good feeling.
And knowing that, like, I helped somebody today, with
Which
my
is always
service.
good. Guys, help people.
And I would leave and I'd be like, wow, I really hope that, they all stick with what they're saying. Because there were some girls where it was like, I'm sure they had very good intentions, and a lot of them do, but they still
You could
talk to the same
Yeah.
friends. And one of the things is, like, when you're in recovery, like, you have to cut out a lot of people, especially if they're, like, your best friend from childhood. Like, no matter who it is, and if they mean a lot to you, the goal is to, like, cut those people out of your life that are bringing you down.
Oh, if they're bringing you down.
Right. And a lot of them were not, willing to do that. So that, like, ex-boyfriends or,
Right.
like, whoever, like, they would still, hang out with them and, like, engage with them. And it's like, why are you doing that? And it's like, well, they're my friend. They've been my best friend since, like, high school or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but look what they're asking you to, like, leave the sober house, sneak out, and go and get high. Like, what are you doing? Like, you have such a perfect opportunity. You have a roof over your head. You're not sleeping in the streets. You got a hot meal every night.
Right.
Like, what? Why?
I could imagine that being.
And they would just look at me and like kind of just like smirk and laugh, and they're just like, I don't know. And it's like, because it hasn't clicked with you yet.
Yeah, you haven't realized those people are fucking poison.
But I loved that job. Like, if it was presented to me today again and someone was like, we'll, give you a vehicle and do this job and you have 40, I would absolutely 100% go back to doing that.
You did another job where you took care of old people too, though, right?
Yeah, and that was a hard job in the sense that when you're working one-on-one with patients.
So what did you tell the people what you did exactly?
So I was a CNA home health aide, and I would drive to patients' houses and, help them with, getting ready for the day, making meals, running errands, grocery shopping, whatever, if they were mobile. Helping them get dressed, taking showers, just helping them.
Wiping asses.
Yes,
Oh.
sometimes.
Shout outs to all the people that
Changing
wipe
ostomy
others'
bags,
asses. Jesus.
at 6:30
Could
in the
never.
morning, because that was the highlight of the day.
Is that like a fucking process, or it's just like
it's a
bag
process.
handling?
No, it's a process.
You're not inserting tubes, are you?
You're cleaning the area,
Oh, Jesus.
and you're reapplying an adhesive so the bag can stick to.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It's a lot to take in for anyone who's never done it. For anyone
anybody
who
who's
has, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
And for anybody who's eating lunch,
You
we
try to make
apologize.
it the quickest possible. I tried to do it in like less than 5 minutes because there has been times where it took me longer.
You time yourself. Going for the record here.
But I
Ethel.
used to be a home health aide CNA, and there were a lot of patients that I had that were perfectly, fine. They had their minds and everything, and they just needed help, like getting dressed in the morning or, getting their house cleaned, whatever. And then there was a handful of patients that I went to that were completely immobile, bedbound. One woman I went to, she had Huntington's disease.
Oh, terrible.
And the family
My aunt
that
has that.
she was, that she lived with, they were a very busy family. They were stressed out because she was also in hospice. But there was a girl I worked with. I don't even remember her name, but I just remember that she only took the shift to make money. And there's a difference between actually working in this field and caring about people and working in this field just to make a couple bucks.
Right.
And I sat with this woman for 2 hours, and she didn't talk.
The patient or the
Yeah,
girl?
the patient. She couldn't talk. She was bedbound. She was constricted, which means that like pretty much every muscle in her body froze up,
Oh.
so she couldn't move.
Oh.
You'd have to feed her, change her.
And she couldn't.
She cannot hear you.
But
She could talk. She couldn't talk to you, but she could hear what you were saying.
could she nod like?
Not very little. But I remember leaving there one day, and I just felt so sad. And I sat there and I was talking to her. Obviously, she couldn't reply back, but I wanted her to feel like, she was still
A human
a
being.
human being. And I think I was just telling her about, like, how nice it was outside and, just little things.
Hey, Ethel, you know how beautiful outside is that you'll never see?
I asked her if she wanted me to brush her hair because it was a mess, the very little hair that she did have. And, she let me do that because she used to bite people.
Literally?
She tried to bite me one day, and I was like, hey, don't be doing
Uses
that.
all
I
her
was
strength
like,
to
don't
move the
do
one
that.
muscle she can to harm
So
you.
I brushed her hair for her, and her name was Pam.
Pam.
God rest her soul. She probably is long gone
Are you saying
by
Pan
now.
or Pam?
Pam. But I remember leaving there, and I just started crying because her family was just very, like, at the end stage. And I understand it's just stressful, you have to let people go. But they were just very, very, like, turned off to even having anything to do with her towards the end. And I was
Jesus.
I cried all the way home. And I remember calling my friend, and I was just like, I can't believe, like, the job I just went on. And mind you, this was my first time there. I never had to
This was your
go to
first
this lady
patient?
before. No, it wasn't my first patient. It was just a patient I've never been to before. I was on call. So I remember just feeling like so sad for her, knowing that like I'm basically the only person
That cares about her.
cared that day. And I continued to see her a few more times. But it's just very sad how the family just kind of backs out for their own purposes. And some people can't handle stress and death, and that's
definitely a reason.
understandable. But for her, like, just because, like, she still had her mind, like, I'm just, like, I can't even imagine how she feels, like, laying in this. And she was on, like, the 3rd floor of the house, and everybody else was downstairs. And, like, they only went up, like, when
Her family lived there? Wow.
So I was, like,
What the fuck?
I can't imagine. I just remember feeling so sad and, like, crying all the way home. And I was just, like, God, just, you know, help her and, like, take care of her.
It's a crazy thing that families go through, where they have somebody in their family, a loved one or something, and they get sick to the point where it becomes like a burden to the family.
And that's how they treated it.
It's fucking terrible.
It was more or less like a burden. It wasn't more like, you know.
I mean, it obviously is a burden.
It was just like a bother to them.
Yeah.
At that point, and I was just like, you guys, like, you don't deserve her even being here if that's the case.
There's a special,
You know.
special spot in hell.
Like, she deserves a lot better than that. Like,
Yeah.
she did.
It's fucked up that situations like that exist, and they happen. They exist all the time, everywhere. Like, guys, fucking help your loved ones to the end. Jesus Christ.
I've always had it in me to just help people. Like, ever since, like, I remember my first job, I was, like, working at Pizzeria Regina, and I was like, this shit sucks.
That was your first job?
That was my first job.
Shout outs to Pizzeria Regina, wherever the fuck your business is at. I haven't seen one.
It was my first job, and I was just like, what do I want to do with my life? Because obviously I'm not going to be working at a pizza shop for the rest of my life. And even when I was little, like, I always just wanted to help people. And unfortunately, when my mother got sick and she had her stroke, I think that's when it really embedded in me. Just seeing how they treated her when she was in the hospital, and they treated her fairly well, but I was just like, I could be doing that for her. And I was like,
If you had the
I
money.
am going to do that for her and other people. So I took it upon myself, decided that's what I wanted to do, and I went and got my license, and I got my job.
What license was it?
My home health aid license.
Oh, you gotta get a license for that?
Yeah, you gotta be licensed.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you have to go through?
You just have to take a course. You have to do a physical test, like a hands-on test. You gotta do a written test.
You gotta be CPR certified?
Yes. But I was always CPR certified.
I know, I feel like I've been CPR certified forever. How long does
Because
that
I
shit
went to
last?
school to be a medical assistant. So I got it there, and I kept it forever. And you have to renew it, like, every year.
Oh,
every
jeez,
2
I'm not
years.
CPR certified.
I think every 2 years.
I keep updating the way you pump on chest. All right, it's
Yeah.
17 compressions this time, guys.
But, yeah, that's where it started. And I was just like, I love this job. I could not imagine me doing anything else. And the only reason why I left that job is because the company that I worked for took advantage of me financially and over my own, well-being. Like, I was working 70, 75 hours a week, underpaid, stressed. My car's breaking down like every 2 days.
And
They don't
still
pay
say-
you for
they
your
don't give a
repairs. That comes out of your own pocket.
Your car broke down? Yeah, are you gonna fucking make it to Arlington?
That's exactly how it was.
Like,
and I'm
no,
just like,
I'm
you know
not.
what? I love these people that I go to every day. And eventually they started to see that it was wearing on me too. And I just felt so horrible because I'm like, they don't deserve, my stress
exactly.
on them.
Yep.
Because that's not what I'm here for. So I just made a conscious and like heavy heart decision to leave, and it really broke my heart because I loved it. But I had to go because I refused to be treated like that by my employers.
I feel like that's the fucking that's where good nurses go bad. Like, you just see a nurse or somebody like in your position
Yeah.
that just doesn't care anymore. And it's because
It's so true.
the job has fucking sucked
is.
the caring and sucked the life out of that person.
They do. They suck
to the
the
point where
life
they're
out
like,
of you.
Jesus, I
And
can't
it's
even be
like-
nice anymore.
As long as the supervisor, excuse me, as long
Whoa,
as the
here we go.
as long as the supervisor has all her things, in order, they don't care about you as a person. They don't care about anything.
They don't care about the patients.
They
don't
don't.
care
All
about
they
the
care
people
about is
taking
you
the patients.
making sure that you are going to that person's house, and they don't care how you get there. They have no compassion for you, and sometimes, in some cases, they have no compassion for the patients as well. I don't even want to talk about that. But
no, it's terrible. Like the high and
it has a lot to do with the company that you work for, and it ruins opportunities because you want to stay with that company, and you give them chance after chance after chance, and you're like, maybe like I'll get a promotion, maybe I'll get a raise, and I had to fight for my raises.
You gotta fight for your fucking raises.
And
Fight for
I
your
was
right
just like, you know what,
to
this
get a
isn't
raise.
worth it to me anymore, and it's not worth the stress. And I left.
So
And
let's give a fucking demerit to that company. What was it called? Demerit to the people of
I'm not gonna name them, but
yeah, fuck.
they know
fuck
where
them.
they're at.
You
They're
pieces of
they're
shit.
out of Burlington, Woburn. They know where they're at.
That's the thing with like, and I'm not gonna say all companies or all jobs or whatever, but that's the thing with a lot of companies are, the higher up you get, the less they care
Yeah.
about the lowest
Absolutely.
or the customers. That like they don't give a fuck. The car business, the people at the top. That you think they really give a shit if a fucking, that's a terrible example. Like I don't know, the president of a hospital or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
I mean, well, when it comes down to like people who run like administration at hospitals, there are some shady people who
Yeah.
work in that department, but then there's also people who actually care. And like, I will say this, and I don't care how much controversy it causes.
No, don't even worry about controversy. I'm the
And
king
you
of
can come at
controversy,
me,
baby.
I don't care. But
Woo!
there's a lot of girls who go to school and say they want to be a nurse.
Oh yeah, for
Why
the money.
do you want to be a nurse?
For the money.
Do you want to be a nurse because you actually care about other human beings, or do you want to be a nurse so you can work 4 days a week, get benefits, make a boss
work 4 days? I
paycheck?
thought nurses worked like
and be
fucking
good.
20 days a week.
Well, their shifts, like, you can work 12-hour shifts. You can work like 3 12-hour shifts.
I mean, shout outs to the nurses, but not the fucking dickhead
like,
ones.
I totally respect the ones
Like, put in my
who
catheter nice
actually
and,
care.
nice and fucking smooth. You know what I mean?
Like, the other ones who just, you can tell when you encounter them, like, they just don't care. And then there's other ones who do care, and they're just so exhausted, and it's just like, you want to like help them because you're just like me, I'm just like, let me help you.
That
like,
is
I
a
can
brutal-
do your job. Just let me help you.
I mean,
But it's wrong for people to, just go into a profession because you want the money.
well,
Because there's
Just
people
for
who are
caring.
depending on you to take care of them.
Right.
And to, and they just don't care, and they treat patients like they're just dirt, and it's disgusting.
like if you want to go into something for the money and you don't care about people, become a fucking lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Become a fucking defense lawyer and defend rapists like Hillary Clinton, you fuck.
And like, I'm not saying I'm not perfect by no means, but like, I'm a passionate person. Like, when I know what I want to do, like, I'm passionate about it, and I'm passionate about helping others.
What about,
And there's just some people who aren't like that. It's all about chasing the dollar, and it's like, no, you're in the wrong field to be chasing the dollar.
I mean, not, yeah, kind of. Because it's very easy to fake compassion
Yeah.
in small increments, small doses Like you come in, oh, how you doing, Mrs. Smith? Oh yeah, everything good? Your feeding tubes put in? And then you walk out the room and you're like, that fucking bitch has been ringing that buzzer all fucking day.
That's what they do
It's
at the
like,
place
Jesus.
that my mom's at. And I'm
Oh
just like,
man, demerit this place. Call the name out. What's the name of this place?
the Hunt Nursing and Rehab.
The Hunt Nursing and Rehab. Guys, don't send your loved ones there because they are fucked. Your mom was is on an oxygen tube, and the oxygen tank was dead out of oxygen for who knows how long, and they didn't care.
And the backstory is that my mother has chronic COPD, so she needs oxygen 24/7. She was hospitalized twice on their part.
In the time span of what, a month?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm sorry, 4 weeks. She was in the hospital once because they weren't giving her the fluid pills, and she ended up in the hospital for a few days, and they put her on a different fluid pill. She went back to the nursing home. They didn't follow protocol that came home with her, the care plan, and she ended up back in the hospital again.
That's the people that don't give a shit, right? The people that work at nursing homes, and maybe you do work at a nursing home and you're listening and you do give a shit, and more power to you. But the majority of them, it seems to me, at nursing homes specifically, are fucking absent from caring.
And I will tell you where this comes from because I did work in a facility once. It comes from being underpaid, and you have way too many patients.
You think so?
To take. I'm telling you right now, because when I worked at the assisted living in Danvers, there was supposed to be a ratio of like 8-1, so you have 8 patients and 1 aide. And there were nights where I had like 12 patients.
8 patients to 1 aide?
You have to finish everything. You have to make sure that they're fed, they're clothed, they're bathed, like their laundry's taken care of, everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything. To a T. You have to make sure that all 12 of those patients are like all set, tucked into bed before you leave. And I used to work 3 to 11, and there were times where I didn't leave until like 12:30.
There's not enough time for that many.
And mind you, they were like dementia patients.
So
they were very defiant.
So they wouldn't even remember if you tucked them in or not.
Or they would get out of bed and go and sleep in somebody else's bed.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, there was one time I had this lady. Her name was
Shout outs
Maggie.
to all the old people still fucking
And she went in
laid.
and walked into somebody's room and laid in the bed. Thank God there wasn't the other patient in the room. But she got in the bed, and I'm like, where the fuck did she go? I'm looking for her, and I go in another patient's room to go and put her laundry away, and Maggie's laying in her bed, and I'm like, Maggie, this isn't your room. And she's like, yes, it is. Leave me alone. I'm trying to go to bed.
Get out of my room.
And I had to get her out of the bed, and she tried to bite me, too.
Jesus.
I don't know what it is. Like, they just love to bite you.
They're hungry.
And, I'm like, this is crazy. And when you go to ask for help, nobody wants to help you. Because at that point, they're just like, we don't fucking...
Why is there nobody ever at a front desk, either? Where the fuck are all the front desk employees everywhere? Any business.
Don't ask me.
Fucking nursing home, talking everywhere. Lacking front desk people.
They're out, like, fucking around. Like, they're probably, like, in the bathroom on their phones or, like, on the computer, like, just dicking around. They're, like, they don't care. Around. People don't come by for, like, a few minutes, like, a half hour or whatever. They're like, all right, well, I'm taking a walk.
They're out of there. Fuck the front desk. I'm out. But that's the thing. It's like, if you give a person the most mundane job, and eventually they're not going to care anymore to do it. Sit at a desk for 8 hours and help random people throughout the day that may or may not come in. You have like 3-hour gaps where you're just sitting there.
And a lot of
looking at a screen.
A lot of like nursing and rehabilitation places, especially like in this area, they are understaffed. And they have way too many patients. Like, the ratio is, like, insane. Where they just don't... And I don't understand. Maybe it's, like, a budget issue or whatever.
Everything's a budget issue.
Because the world runs on money.
That's right.
It's just that there should be an equal amount of staff to provide for the patient.
On a
And it's
perfect
never
world.
like that.
Never
At
will
least
be.
in state-ran facilities, and there's no reason why that should be happening.
Well, here's why. It's because way more people fucking are dying and getting sick than there are people that care. Right?
Well, like with state-ran facilities, like they're getting money from the state. Like the facility is getting money from the state to fund, like, you know, the business.
This is where we need to push artificial intelligence. People that are robots. Make robots that are people. Make robots that help doing all that shit. Right?
I mean, yeah, it would be helpful.
Like imagine if
But,
there's
like,
a robot
do you
to
remember
check
that
all the
story
equipment.
that I told you
Oh,
about,
every day.
like, at that place my mom was at in Amesbury, and my aunt went to go and visit her friend's sister, and she found her, and she was, like, slumped over.
Wait, refresh the whole story like it's brand new.
So my aunt went to go and visit her friend's sister,
Yeah.
and she was at the same facility that my mom was at.
Which is a
In
nursing home
Amesbury.
or a
Yeah, in
rehabilitation home.
Amesbury.
Yeah.
And she was visiting my mom, and then she was like, oh, I'll stop in and see Lillian. And she went in, and Lillian was, like, all slumped over, like, on the tray table. And my aunt was like, what the hell? So she went over and, like, poked her, and she, like, wasn't breathing.
What?
And she had a stroke.
What?
So my aunt went down to the nurse's station and was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this lady, like, she's not breathing. Like, something is wrong. And who knows how long she's been sitting there.
Of course. Probably
Because
hours,
nobody's
days.
paying the fuck attention. And they're supposed to be checking in on patients, like, every half hour.
Right? They
And-
probably have enough workers, but nobody does a shit.
Well, if they don't have enough workers, see, this is the thing. If they don't have enough staff, then those issues right there, like that whole example, that's a true story. Like, those things do happen. But if they do have the right amount of staff and that's happening, then that's an issue.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you she walked down the hall to the nurse's station and she saw like 3 fucking aides
And they're all congregating.
getting towels
They're all
or something.
no, they're all
stupid.
congregating at the desk, like having conversations,
Dicking
laughing
around.
and joking, and it's like, hello,
This lady's
this
dead.
lady's like probably dead, and guess what? They ended up taking her to the hospital, and 2 days later she died.
Really?
Yeah.
Some
And that's when
fucking
my aunt,
health aides.
you know, we did the process to get my mom out of there. And other things happened as well. But it's like the care
Yeah,
in
wasn't-
these state-ran facilities is just disgusting.
And not only that, it's not only disgusting, they're like criminals. Weren't they stealing your mom's shit?
They stole everything.
stole
They
it.
stole her freaking hair ties, her shampoo, her nail polish. My mother had a shoebox, like a boot shoebox full of nail polishes that my aunt and I contributed to. Like, you know, stupid little Gatsy colors that we don't care about. And my mom, you know, since she's paralyzed and she can't really do much for herself, that's one thing that she liked is to get her nails painted. And we go to get the box and there's like 5 colors left in there. Over like 100 that used to be in there.
And we're not saying every fucking person is a scumbag that works for these facilities. Obviously, people are fucking wonderful that do. But at this one specific place, there was at least one piece of shit that worked there. Because constantly your mom would get fucking shit stolen.
Not only did she have things stolen from her, but, unexplained, like, bruises, cuts. Nothing was ever documented. It's just very sad. And anybody who is a CNA, home health aide, even a nurse, you know that if there's any injury, it needs to be documented, like, ASAP, or it's your ass. And none of that was ever taking place. So my mother had unexplained bruises, cuts. She had the pattern from the Hoyer lift on her back.
And she has limited
imprinted.
speech, so she can't fucking
Yeah.
tell you, hey, this person did this.
She was sitting in a Hoyer lift for God knows how long, longer than she should have been. Somebody broke her front tooth, which my mom tried to vocalize that she did fall out of the bed. And that's how her tooth broke. And that was never documented, that she fell out of the bed.
Fucking brutal.
Just a lot of things, you know, that seep through the cracks. And it's scary because, I mean, they do happen. And at first, like, before all this ever, like, my mom got sick and stuff, and I'm listening to all these like horror stories from like nursing homes and hospitals, and I'm like, yeah, right, that shit doesn't happen. Then it's like I am on the other end, and it's like, yeah, it does happen,
and it happens way too much.
It happens, and it happens way too often.
Yeah.
And it, you know what it comes down to is being understaffed, and also the staff being underpaid and overworked. They just don't care.
Yeah, and that's fucking.
And that's what really leads up to not caring about your job, is that you're underpaid and you're overworked, and you're like, why the fuck am I even doing this anymore?
Right. So that brings it around to fucking guys. If your family member is there, fucking go there and fucking see them to the end, because chances are the people that are taking care of them are supposed to be are fucking dickheads, or even worse. So the one thing they need is the support of family.
Absolutely.
Can't write them off just because they're sick and dying and more of a headache than they are somebody who is a functioning family member. It sucks. So, all respect goes to all the people that do care
100%.
and do fucking take care of the...
Like, I do value and I do respect the people in the medical field who actually do care about patient and patient safety, and, you know...
And it's probably the majority of people
beings.
probably do care, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
there's a handful of people who are just, like I said, they're overworked, they're underpaid, they're stressed.
And that shit stands
at the end,
out.
It's visible, they just don't care. And it's like, you need to separate. As much as you think that you love this job right now, deep down, you don't. And you need to separate yourself from that entity. And that's what I did. Because I was being, overworked, underpaid. I was stressed out. And my patients were seeing that. And I was like, it's not fair to them. They don't deserve that. And I loved them. I loved every single one of them. And I was just like, I can't do this job anymore.
That goes with like any job, but it's like definitely you have to separate yourself from a job where you're helping people daily, and if you've gotten to the point where you're not caring to help them, then you definitely need to fucking separate.
And that's what I did. I reevaluated. I actually quit that job, my home health aide job, and I took a job in retail.
And that was a malfunctioning error of my phone. My phone filled up with storage full. It cut us off, but so this is an edit, but we're still here in the same exact spot. And I believe you were saying how you took a job in retail, Old Navy, right?
Yeah, so I quit that job, and I was like, I've got to find a job where it's not medical related at all. So I went and got a job at Old Navy.
The complete other side of the spectrum went from
in retail.
Fucking.
I actually did loss prevention. Why? I don't know. It was just
you did
a job. Yeah, I did. But I was really good at it though. I bet you were. I was really good at it. Like, Sicko. I would watch the cameras, find out who's stealing, and then like go and confront them.
They gave you that job?
Yeah.
I used to fucking envy that job.
Yeah, that's what
Watching
I did.
cameras all day and then find people stealing. That's
what I did.
That job is sweet.
I apprehended like 10 people.
Did you?
Yep.
You yourself?
Yep.
5 foot tall Victoria.
One girl tried to run out on me, and I had to let her go.
Yeah, because what are the rules? You can't do anything physical.
Yeah,
right?
It started to get physical. She
Come
was like lunging
at
me and shit, and I was just like, you know what? It was sad because she came in and she was like, it was right around this time of year actually, like back to school season. So she came in with like her kids, and her kids had backpacks on. Oh, and it's really fucked.
And she put them to work.
Oh yeah, and she shoved clothes in there and.
Shout outs to all the fucking
But she was like a habitual
parents.
offender. Like, they knew who she was.
Advantage.
They were just waiting for like the perfect time to catch her.
Yeah.
So I was working that day, and I seen her, and one of the girls came in and said, "That's the girl we're talking about. That's the girl we're talking about." And I'm like, okay. So I'm like watching her, and I went out on the floor, was like, skeeving her out, checking her out, and then she started to head for the front. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, you're not
with
leaving
backpacks
the store.
full of fucking
I was like, you need
jeans.
to give me your bag. And she was like, I bought this bag. I was like, you didn't buy that bag.
You may have bought the bag, lady, but the stuff inside of it is ours.
I need all of the merchandise out of that bag. And she was like, fuck you,
Busted.
you fucking bitch. Like, you're gonna try to tell me that, like, I didn't buy any of it? I was like, you didn't buy any of it. I just watched you go through the whole fucking store and shove things in the bag.
Where's your receipt?
And that's what I said to her. I was like, where's the receipt then? She goes, I don't need a receipt. I was like, you don't need a fucking receipt, so it's in the trash barrel. So you're telling me I need to go dig through the fucking trash barrel behind the cash wrap?
Brutal.
And she was like, are you fucking serious? And like started lunging at me. I was like, get out of the store. Get out of the store. I'm calling the police. I was like, I actually am calling the police anyway. Because now we know who you are.
Did she get away with the jeans?
I had to
with
let
the
her
dungarees?
go. I had to let her go because she was
free
getting
dungarees
violent.
for that lady.
Violent.
So hey guys, here's a little fun tip. If you get caught stealing, get violent, you'll get let go.
By the way, on Mystic Valley Parkway.
Shout out to Old Navy. Always fucking a nice bundle. I mean bargain.
Yeah, that store was a riot.
5-finger discounts. I hate Old Navy. I hate all clothes stores.
Why? I like it.
I don't like any clothes stores.
They're cool for like sweatshirts.
I get sick.
And, whatever. But I mean, I like it.
Isn't Old Navy the store that had the lady? They had like the hip commercials.
Yeah.
The lady with
the big glasses.
Glasses. What the hell is her problem?
I loved it. That shit was so cool.
Why was that lady famous?
I used to get so excited when those commercials came on.
Oh, I hated them. What? Oh, didn't they have that other commercial? It was like.
No, that's the Levi's commercial.
Oh my God. Guys, if you watched, what show did we watch that always had that?
It was something on demand.
Oh.
That was recorded.
Oh,
I don't really
so
remember.
annoying. It was like a dancing commercial of stupid Levi cut off denim shirts or shorts.
No, it was just the brands of Levi.
Oh yeah.
All together.
And they all had wicked tight jeans on, and it was mostly guys dancing in a circle, and they were like showing their butts.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Wasn't for me, because it was guys' butts. But I digress. I hope this podcast doesn't get interrupted by a phone call now that I have my data on. It's still recording as of now. Let's get into some Entertainment Weekly stuff. What the hell is the movie I wanted to talk about? It. I wanted to talk about It. If you guys have seen It, number one.
Number one?
It
like
one.
The old one?
The original one you can pass, or you can watch it. I don't care, but it's not as good as the remake, which is surprising because every remake of every movie usually sucks. Like
I can't speak for the remake because I never watched the original one, but I do know what the clown looks like in the original one.
And what do you think's a scarier clown?
He looks pretty cool.
What was a more better? My English teachers love me.
I think along with the story, like
what was a scarier clown, the remake or the?
Well, this is where I'm getting to. Like, if this, like, the storyline itself is supposed to be scary. So obviously awesome. The remake, portrays a scarier clown. In the original, it was more of like a, plain circus clown.
Oh, he was still scary.
He was still scary, yeah, but he wasn't like scary like.
He was creepy. He was creepy,
but the Pennywise and the remake, like that came out the year before last, yeah, creepy as fuck and scary.
I like the look of the new one because he was just badass. This is one of the clowns that, oh shit, you see this fucking thing. That's it. You're running for your life. You see the It One clown, Tim Curry. I think that was
Is that who played
Tim
him?
Curry. Shout outs
Curry?
to I don't know if he's still alive.
No way.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry played It in the first one?
Oh yeah, look it up.
No fucking way.
The guy.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
For all you Home Alone 2 fans.
Wasn't he in the
He was in Home Alone 2.
Rocky Horror Show too?
Probably. I've never seen that shit in full. I've seen clips. Yeah, Tim Curry, the guy who was a hotel manager in Home Alone 2. Very English looking guy, very I don't know. How would you describe him?
Not dapper.
He was just a fucking guy. Very very English like. I don't know. It's probably offensive to some people. Tim Curry. He was he was the clown.
Tim Curry was Pennywise, yeah.
It One, I keep calling it.
Oh
In the
my
original It movie.
God.
Yeah, and Bill Skarsgård Skarsgård was in the remake, and he did an awesome job. Oh, I haven't seen the second one, but in the first one, in the original movie,
Tim Curry is still alive.
Good. Shout outs to Tim Curry. In the original movie, you didn't watch the whole thing?
I never saw the original.
So in the original, they have the whole story, because for those of you who don't know, it was a book, guys. It was a novel. Hello, Stephen King. And it was like 1,000 pages. So in the first movie, I'm pretty sure it was made for TV, too. So that's probably also another reason why they couldn't do all half of the fucked up shit.
This is Tim Curry was in the Wild Thornberrys movie.
He was Nigel?
Yeah.
Shout outs to Nigel Thornberry. So in the first one, they did the whole story. The kids originally that see it and have to do the Losers Club, they grow up, they become adults, and it's all one movie. So he
was in Tales of the Crypt.
So he has to they had to fit it in to one movie, which was long. I think it was like 2.5 hours. But in the remakes, the first movie was pretty long, right? I think it was over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And the second, It 2, which just came out recently, I'm pretty sure that one's almost 3 hours, which is way better. Because if you're a movie fan, like me and Greg Turkington, shout outs to Greg Turkington, you'll enjoy a full cinematic 60, 120, 180 minutes, or close to it. And it's way more time to tell the movie. But a movie never is as good as the book. And I find that to be truer and truer the more I read. Guys, pick up a book. Do yourself a favor and read it. Read a fucking book. It's not only fulfilling and satisfying to come to the completion of the end of a book, but it's also a good story, usually.
I read a book.
Did you?
I did.
Guys, this is amazing. What book did you?
Because Victoria doesn't
Victoria
read
read a
books.
book.
Victoria hasn't read a book since 2006.
Victoria.
And that's a fact. Except
Talking in
for
third
if
person.
it was like college level, in school.
What book
to
did you
actually
just read?
sit down and leisurely read a book, I read this book. It's called Room. You know what book I'm talking about.
Room, right. Try to stay in one spot so the audio isn't like.
And it's about, this girl who was kidnapped.
What's the name of it? Mum?
No, it's called Room.
Room.
But the little boy narrates the book.
Right.
So, it's about this girl who was kidnapped when she was younger, and was held hostage, unfortunately.
Is there spoiler alerts coming?
Maybe.
Might have to warn the audience. Spoiler alerts. People get pissed.
And she was held captive in a shed in this guy's backyard. Unfortunately, she was raped.
Is this a true story?
You know what? I wanted to look into it, but I don't think I ever did.
Let's say it is.
So I can't say. I don't know. So let's just leave it at that.
All right, I'm going to take it as it is a true story so I can really get emotional.
It might be. I don't know. But anyways, she was held hostage in a shed in this guy's backyard. Like I said, unfortunately, he raped her, and she had a baby, and she had a little boy. And I can't remember his name, but they lived in this shed, and in the book,
oh my God,
he calls the shed room.
Right.
Because it's just a room to him, because that's what his mother told him. So, and like I said, the book is narrated by the little boy, and he's like 5 or 6. So you get that dialect from like a 5 or 6 year old. And every morning he wakes up and he says, hello, Rome, and, hello, sink, and hello, TV.
That's his whole world.
Yeah, that's all he knows. He's never been outside. So one day, the mom decides that she's going to break out. And she's
been there for years.
But years, like forever. So she has her son. She tries to convince him. Now, trying to convince a 5-year-old to fake his own death is scary to him. She's like, I don't want to die. But
no.
The
You're
plan was
it.
to. He was supposed to be really, really sick, and he had a fever. And then, mind you, the guy who's holding her hostage would come by and bring her necessities. Food, very minimal food.
Wow, so he's a good guy.
No, he's not a good guy.
Fucking good.
But just enough to keep her alive. And so she decided to have her son fake that he was really ill. She put a bunch of washcloths on him to make him really hot. And she told the guy he's really sick, we need to bring him to the hospital. And the guy was like, no, he's fine, whatever, just give him, this. And he gave her, baby Tylenol or something. So, the next day, she was like, okay, you have to, fake play dead. You have to play dead. And he was just like, but I don't want to do that. He was,
Can you hold your breath,
crying,
little buddy?
freaking out. So, she was like, what we're going to do is you're going to fake dead, and then I'm going to roll you up in this rug. This is exactly what happened.
Terrible.
I know. But it was such a good story because... He went
Spoiler
through with
alert.
it, and the guy came, and she was like, he's dead, you didn't take him to the hospital, so now he died. So, yeah, I know, it was really dramatic. And so what happened was the guy, took the little boy who was rolled up in the rug, and he wasn't dead, he was just faking it, to go get help. That was the whole plan, for him to do that, to go get help.
Yeah.
And... so the guy takes the boy in the wrapped up rug, throws him in the back of the truck, and his mom told him she remembered that there was 3 stop signs wherever they lived. And she said on the 3rd stop sign, jump out of the, roll out of the rug and jump out of the truck.
How the fucking...
And he remembered. So he did that. And
must
he
have been a
started
fucking
running.
loose rug.
Yeah, it kind of was. It was a shitty rug. But anyways,
There's a towel.
He started running, and there was this random guy, walking his dog. And he was like, hey, are you okay? And then, the guy that was holding them hostage got out of his truck and, tried to chase down the little boy. And then the little boy was like, help me. My mom is in it, trapped, blah, blah, blah. And, the guy was like, okay, where's your mom? And the guy in the truck ended up, getting in the truck and taking off because he was scared.
He's like, there goes
fuck
my
this.
fucking
I'm not
plan.
about to go to jail. But the guy walking the dog called the cops. And then the cops, met up with the little boy and asked him questions. And he was like, my mom said the 3rd stop sign I should jump out. And, somewhere from there, the cops figured out, where this guy lived. And so they went to the house, went to the shed, they found her. They were reunited.
So it's a happy ending.
It kind of, but then what happened was her and her son were reunited, but
Reunited after 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, an hour or so. Then they went to the hospital. Now, mind you, somebody who was living in captivity who's never seen the light of day for years on end.
Yeah.
They obviously have some psychological trauma.
Clearly.
So they went to the hospital. The little boy was all freaked out because he's I don't know what this is. I don't know where I am.
Where's my room?
Yeah. And her parents, they found out that she was alive because they thought that she was dead. I honestly think it was 15 years that 15 years that passed.
Jesus.
So, all that happened. They reunited with her family. But the mom,
Goes
the
crazy.
mother of the son, she started to have some, really deep psychological issues. They gave her medication for, anxiety. and she like overdosed in her mother's bathroom because they went to go and stay with her mom after
Yeah.
all this happened. So the little boy like seen all that
And she dies?
no, she didn't die, but she went to like detox and rehab. But it was just a very like real and raw story.
And then they made that into a thing, right? Made it into a show.
I'm sure it's based off of like a true event.
But I'm saying, didn't they make the book into a
movie? Yeah, I watched the movie.
All right. So what did you enjoy better, reading the book? Did you
I
read the
think
book first?
I read the book first, and I think I equally enjoyed both.
Was the movie, they adapted it into a movie or a series?
No, just a movie.
Was the movie how you pictured it in your head when you were reading it?
It followed the book right to a T.
Did it really?
Yep. It followed the book right to a T, and I love watching, like, books that are written and made into movies. I love watching movies that are based off the book, like, to a T. Like, if it's not following the book exactly the way it's written, like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay. I shut it off.
Right.
But, like, I was so, like, captivated. I was just, like, kept watching it and watching it. And, like, there was, like, suspenseful moments, and I'm just like, yeah, I really love this movie.
Was the movie narrated by the kid, too?
In some parts, yeah, it was.
That's pretty dope. One book that I love, one of my favorite books, 11/22/63, about the JFK assassination. They tried to make that, well, they did make it into a mini series for Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And it did not follow the book. Like,
See, that's what's so
they made a whole new
disappointing.
character, and I was like, I can't watch this because this is, if you've read the book, you'll understand. And then they made a series about it with James Franco, and James Franco, I like him, but it's like they literally made a new character that's not in the book, and if you've read the book, you'll understand why that's not acceptable, because it ruined the whole story. Because all of a sudden, this main character, who's a fucking time traveler, goes through this little wormhole that he finds in a diner, and he goes back to 1958 or something, goes back to this one point in time, and he's doing all these things by himself. He's going through the shit of his story by himself and triumphantly and all this and that. And then in the series that they made on Hulu, it got tainted by a character that they seemed to think would make it better, and it was not better. So, like you said, it makes you turned off when they don't follow the book, and that's exactly what it did. I didn't even finish the miniseries because it didn't follow the book, and it ruined it. So good job, Hulu. Fucking demerit, you idiots. You
Hulu has
stupid
good
fucking
shows.
idiots.
But I feel like the best show that I did watch on Hulu was The Handmaid's Tale, which is a very good show, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. And everybody's excuse where they're like, I can't get into it. You need to watch.
You need to get into it.
You need to, because the
wake
first
up,
3
Mabel.
episodes, they drag. Believe me, I watched them. But the 4th episode is when things really start to, like, pick up. So, anyways, I watched all 3 seasons. And what it's based off of is, it's future. It's taking place in the future. So, like, way after, I want to say, like, 2030 or 24, I don't know. But
It's weird, though, because they give it like an old time
they do.
feel.
And the reason why it's like that is because they're going based off of, like, kind of like an LDS type of thing.
What the hell is that?
Like a Latter-day Saints. Like, if anyone who knows about the Latter-day Saints and what they're about, like the Mormon type of cult, I don't know if
Type of cult. Whoa.
I don't even know if I should call it a
That's
cult.
a religion.
So I'll take that back. But anyone who knows about like the series
Go ahead,
on A&E called Escaping Polygamy, it's kind of similar to that, but it's not.
Every religion is basically a cult, and I'm sorry if I offend everybody. I don't care. I'm a Christian. I'm in a cult. It all has cult aspects.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Basically, the world was at peace one day, and then all of a sudden, people came and invaded the United States. Women and children were separated from their families and husbands. If you did not obey or agree with the order, you were killed.
Hung like a witch.
So I can't even explain it because it's so good, and to be honest,
Just
in my
go watch
opinion, it's so good that I don't even want to let anybody know about it. So you really just need to watch it. But it's scary to think that what happens in that show could be a possibility or for what's to come in the future.
I think it's a yeah, I was gonna say it's a more than a possibility. It's like probably gonna happen, but not as extreme as they get it. But to have, I don't know, just go watch it. If you've already watched it, then I'm sure you make your own opinions. And if you haven't watched it, then go watch it. I don't want to spoil it. It's a decent show. I didn't get into it.
It's basically wrapped around
It's
like
for women.
like a type of, like if you like shows that where
women are oppressed.
no, like it's basically where the people come in and take over and make their own government. And in that government, women are separated from their children and their husbands. And the women who chose to follow the order in order not to get killed, they are deemed as Marthas or handmaids. And the handmaids are
baby makers.
pretty much, used to supply the population of Gilead, which is the new United States.
Gilead. Brilliant. I think it's definitely possible that some crazy shit along those lines. And I'm sure I wouldn't put it past that's not in some form happening in the world now.
And if it's not happening,
Along the lines.
I strongly feel like it would happen at some point. Maybe after my lifetime.
Hopefully.
Maybe during my lifetime. I don't know.
The cool part about it for all you sickos out there is that they hang the disorderly, the people that don't obey.
The people who
It's
break
vicious.
rules, they hang them.
Right on the wall for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like the witch trials. Which, everybody thinks it was a bad thing. But I look at it as, hey, we're getting rid of witches, which we don't really need.
That's so awful.
I'm just kidding. But isn't that crazy? That's like a hysteria of accusations and shit that killed people.
Right.
And not to get into politics or anything right now, because I hate getting into politics, but I do it all the time because I'm a lunatic. It's like happening now with thinking that people are racist or Nazis for supporting one side, or people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like people are getting outed with erroneous claims out of nowhere, and it's just that's what it is, and that's what you are because I said so. Oh, you're wearing a MAGA hat, you're a racist, you're a white supremacist, and
it's like,
and that's the way it is.
Why do you think that? Oh, because I said so, because you're wearing a hat like that. And it's like, you don't fucking know me.
You
first
don't
of
know
all.
me.
Who knows? We could actually have the same viewpoints. But since you're so judgmental and you don't only want to judge a book by its cover because of what I'm wearing.
Alright? People think that, fuck what people think, man. Alright? Who cares? It's like, have your own beliefs.
Me? I wore the hat in public. In the car.
you don't want to wear that hat in public. It was like a game for it, guys. I was like, because spoiler alert on anybody who cares, which probably everybody does, but I own a MAGA hat. All right, sorry, yep, my bad. But I don't wear it because people look at you like you're a piece of shit. And we live in the great state of liberal Massachusetts where you are a piece of shit if you wear that. And I think it's somewhat funny. I used to think it was funny, and then I bought one and I wore it, and it's not funny because people automatically write you off like you're a piece of shit. And that's sad. Imagine if it was back in the day, 1600s. They were like, oh, you're a witch and you're gonna die now. Like, no, I'm not. You're dead. So it's craziness. It's a form of hysteria, thinking that everybody who owns one of those hats is a piece of shit, or the people on the other side are a piece of shit. Not everybody's a piece of shit just because of one side or the other. All right, guys, let's try to get along here. This is the world we live in. It's diverse. People have different viewpoints, and that's fine. But other away from politics of today, isn't that crazy? The witch trials themselves. Do you know that was like throughout the world? Like people in Europe were witches and everything, or got accused of witchcraft.
Throughout the world?
I'm pretty sure. Here, look it up on the little pad right there. Type in witch. I don't know. What would you type in? Type in.
I'm gonna type in.
You're right. She's got a little case of the hiccups.
Yeah.
She's eating and drinking during this podcast, which never happens. And if Tony was here, he'd be so mad that you have eaten during a but I'm sure you guys didn't even hear her eating. Maybe you heard the fork scraping against a bowl, but you didn't hear her chewing, talking with her mouth full. So have some fucking courtesy out there in fucking podcast land. Stop eating on podcasts. God damn it. Oh, here's the thing while you're looking that up. Two things.
Oh, a timeline of witch hunts in Europe.
Witch hunts, yeah, see? I'm pretty sure it started in Europe. And it ended in Salem, Massachusetts. I need to stop swearing so much. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Cheese and rice. What was I just gonna say? I was wicked excited. I know I had 2 points, and one of them was not as good as the other. But one, when you were talking in third person, it reminded me of Serena Williams. I watched a press conference with her. She just lost to Wimbledon, or the U.S. Women's Open or something. And she was... Shout out again to this guy on YouTube, because this is where I saw the video. This guy, Pockets of the Future, Paul Romano, reporting from the apocalypse. Pockets of the Future. He showed a video of Serena Williams talking in third person after her loss. And she kept saying, yeah, Serena didn't show up today. You know, I really needed Serena to show up, and Serena didn't show up. And it really sucks that Serena didn't show up today because like Serena did alter ego, whoever she was at the press conference. She wasn't Serena Williams because Serena Williams didn't show up. Serena. So who was it? Who did show up, Serena? Serena, tell Serena who showed up, Serena. Justin didn't like that Serena didn't show up, so Justin made a podcast about it. JustIn, my podcast, hosted by Justin, and Justin enjoys making these podcasts. But it's weird. MK Ultra, glitching, clones. It's all real, guys. Look it up. Read a book. There's... It's funny to me that people... Oh, what were you going to say? Do you have the witchcraft thing here? Before I get into conspiracies, which everybody probably is fucking fed up. Any fans of the podcast, if there is any fans, and you've heard me in earlier episodes talking about conspiracies, I'll never stop. All right? They're going to keep coming. All right, the whole world is conspiring. You guys need to wake up, open your eyes, drink a cup of coffee, and get a glass of milk, because it's gonna get heavy. There's all right, so here is a timeline of witch hunts in Europe, and it doesn't even tell you the year. It just tells you Bible verses. What? Oh, way off. So the Talmud, whatever that is. What is a Talmud? I'm sure there's biblical scholars every time I talk about old shit like this with the Bible. They're like, you heathen. BCE. And what is this? Thoughtco.com or is this .org? I don't trust anything. Yeah. Most of the accusations, according to thoughtco.com, most of the accusations took place in parts of what are now Germany, France, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. Back then it was the Holy Roman Empire, which I liked. While witchcraft was condemned as early as biblical times, the hysteria about black magic in Europe spread at different times in various regions, with the bulk of executions related to the practice occurring during the years 1580 to 1650. And I believe 1650 was 42 years before the Salem witch trials in 1692, if I do stand corrected, if I am correct. If not, I still stand. And then there's a little timeline here, blah, blah, blah. 1154, blah, blah, blah. 1258, Pope Alexander the Fourth accepted the sorcery and communication with demons amounted to a kind of heresy. Yeah, any other craft besides the craft of crafting biblical holy things was heresy, of course. Being involved with witchcraft, Thomas Aquinas briefly addressed sorcery and magic. I'm Thomas Aquinas. I'm a cop, you idiot. Probably screwing up two different movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. 1306 to 1315, the church moved to eliminate the Knights Templar, and it didn't work. Among the charges were heresy, witchcraft, and devil worship. Oh, shit. Now, let me go off into a completely hypothetical hypothesis. The Knights Templar, the beginnings of the Illuminati, Knights Templar, Freemasons, blah, blah, blah. Let me mix in a couple things that real historians will probably fucking debunk real quick. So the church moved to eliminate the Knights Templar in 1300, whatever, and that is, in my guess, the reason why they started having secret society and secret knowledge. They're enlightened. The illuminated ones, as the Illuminati stands for, illuminated ones. So basically, it was people not dealing with the church and doing their own kind of craft, witchcraft, whatever. They had knowledge of another sorcery, demonic shit, if you ask me. And the Pope said, that's heresy. You guys can't do that. So they became a secret society. This is all skeptic. This is all what is it called? Skeptic? No. This is all my take on it, and maybe it's completely fucking wrong, but maybe there is some truth to it. So, 1542, English law made witchcraft a secular crime with the Witchcraft Act. And in 1552, Ivan IV of Russia issued the decree of 1552, declaring witch trials were to be civil matters rather than church matters. So any civilian can just be like, you're a witch, and we'll settle this by the community telling us that you are a witch as well, and you will be hung. In 1604, here's a little history lesson, guys. This is all brought to you by thoughtco.com and given by the mouth of me, Justin, my podcast. In 1604, Act of James 1. Why do I have like a pet peeve of reading things that people publish with spelling errors or things that don't make sense to me. Maybe they're not spelling errors. But Act of James 1 expanded punishable offenses related to witchcraft. And let's get to the nice stuff. Here we go. 1612. The Pendle witch trials in Lancashire, England, accused 12 witches. The charges included the murder of 10 by witchcraft. 10 were found guilty and executed. 1 died in prison, and 1 was found not guilty. No names to be had. So yeah, they started in Europe, in the European regions. And they found their way all the way to beautiful Salem, Massachusetts, my hometown. And for all those dickheads out there who are like, the Salem witch trials actually happened in Danvers. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They happened in Salem, and then Salem decided to give Danvers a name. And they said, here, Danvers, you can have Salem, and it will be renamed Danvers. The witch trials happened in Salem, not Danvers. They happened in Salem, and now Danvers is the location.
It's
that
true.
The Salem,
we went to the Rebecca Nurse house.
That the Salem witch trials happened in what is now Danvers. All right, clear that up for you guys. And I used to live on the street where Rebecca Nurse, an accused witch, who got hung. Right? She got hung. Let's check that out.
I thought she ratted her friend out.
No, maybe. Check that out. Type in Rebecca Nurse. We went to see her house, which is right on the beautiful street of Pine in Danvers. And you can check it out. You can go into her little house, which is basically kept the same for hundreds of years. Don't chew too loudly.
Sorry.
And it's just as you would imagine, a fireplace, wood floors, wood everything, dark lumber, very depressing. And what else are you gonna do back in 1692 but be depressed and have nothing to do except accuse people of being witches that you don't like. So now, be thankful that you're only being called a white supremacist and a Nazi and not a witch. Because 300, 400 years ago, you're dead, buddy. So here's a little more history of the Salem witch trials, the ones that really matter here in America. It began on February 29th, 1692. Oh, yeah, I was correct, 1692. The first accusations were leveled against 3 women who weren't considered respectable: Tituba, an Indian slave; Sarah Good, a homeless mother; and Sarah Osborne, who had a somewhat scandalous history. Ooh, scandalous. Martha Corey was accused, and Rebecca Nurse followed on March 19th. Both women were church members and respected prominent members of the community. That was Martha Corey and Rebecca Nurse. A warranted, and this is also brought to you by ThoughtCo, I've probably said it 100 times. A warrant issued on March 23rd for Rebecca Nurse's arrest included complaints of attacks on Ann Putnam Sr., Ann Putnam Jr., Abigail Williams. Oh, that was in, there was a movie about it. The Crucible. I watched it in school. It was a school movie. And others. Nurse was arrested and examined. She was accused by townspeople, Mary Walcott, Mercy Lewis, blah, 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 all these other people who were liars. Tempt gone dry, several spectators. What happened to her? Nurse was then indicted for witchcraft. On April 3rd, Nurse's younger sister, Sarah Cloyce, came to Nurse's defense, and she was accused and arrested on April 8th. Because you defend a witch, then you are one. And this was the problem with it. If you defended that you weren't a witch, then you were definitely a witch.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just admitted it, you would have a better chance of surviving. He was actually a paint sniffing survivor.
No.
No, fucking shout outs to Harmony Korine. Shout outs to Harmony Korine. Guys,
If that's even your real name.
guys, if you want a funny laugh, this kid Harmony Korine, he directed Kids, the movie Kids, Gummo, and a few other things, and he was hilariously awkward and funny on the David Letterman show, and I'm pretty sure there's still a compilation of all 3 appearances on David Letterman on YouTube, so look it up, Harmony Korine. So what happened to Rebecca Nurse? Accusations of Thomas Putnam, I think he was a judge too, detailed accusations of torment of his wife, Ann Putnam Sr., who was really just going through menopause, by nurses and Corey's specters, or spirits, on March 18th and 19th, and blah, blah, blah. Another deposition detailed accusations of afflictions caused by nurse's specter. And was she killed or what? Jesus. And several others. So this lady was just getting berated from all the townsfolk that hated her. And Proctor, forced to undergo physical examinations by a doctor with a number of women present. What was that? Pre-natural exercence of flesh.
Existence.
Was reported on the first 3. 9 women signed the document. A second exam later stated that several observed physical abnormalities, and they attested that nurse basically was a witch, and 9 women signed and lied about the documents.
It had to do with like some sort of mole. I remember learning about that. It had to do with like some sort of birthmark or markings on her.
She was getting skin cancer, and they were like, "You're a witch."
Right.
I see the fucking mark on you. And the next day, a grand jury, the grandest of juries, indicted Nurse and John Willard for witchcraft. One of the only 2 men, or maybe there's 3. I know Giles Corey was one of them. More weight. They crushed him with a bunch of rocks, a bunch of stones. And that's the most gangster way you can go out. They were like, "You're a witch. We're going to crush you to death." And his last words were, "More weight. Keep putting them on, baby. Stack those stones on top of me. I'm good. I'll see you guys from up top when you're burning down below." The jury found Nurse. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. The jury found Nurse not guilty, but returned guilty verdicts for Sarah Good, Elizabeth Howe Martin, and Sarah Wilds. Wait a second. So Sarah Nurse didn't get executed? Is that right? And skipping over all the important stuff, she was condemned to hang. What? Am I gonna have to read this?
They found her guilty after reviewing the evidence and discovering that she had failed to answer one question.
Oh, because she was deaf. She was nearly deaf, it says. Who knows?
Oh, that's bullshit.
She was condemned to hang. Massachusetts Governor William Phipps issued a reprieve, which was also met with protests and rescinded. Nurse filed a petition protesting the verdict, pointing out that she was hard of hearing and full of grief. And on July 3rd, no matter what she said, the Salem Church excommunicated Nurse, said, "You're out of here." And on July 12th, 9 days later, Judge William Stoughton, the Honorable, signed death warrants for Nurse, Good, Martin, Howe, and Wilds. All 5 were hanged on July 19th, my dad's birthday, on Gallows Hill.
And you know where they were
Sent to
hung?
the gallows, baby. At the top of Gallows Hill, right?
Do you know exactly where they were hung?
Not exactly.
Do you know where Walgreens is now? On
Yeah.
Boston Street?
That's like the bottom of Gallows Hill.
they were hung right behind Walgreens.
So check it out, guys.
There's
Go to
a
that
tree
Walgreens.
there.
There's a tree. And that's where they lost their lives, apparently. And let's see if there's any good quotes. Nicholas Noyes from the gallows saying, "If you take away my life, God will give you blood to drink." Years later, Noyes died of a brain hemorrhage. Oh, wait a second. This is interesting. Yes, I heard a rumor about this. All right, so Sarah Good cursed the presiding clergyman, Nicholas Noyes, from the gallows. And this is Sarah Good quoting, "If you take away my life, God will give you blood to drink." Years later, Noyes died of a brain hemorrhage. Legend has it that he choked on his own blood. That's some poetic justice. That night, Nurse's family removed her body and buried it secretly on their family farm.
And we were there.
We were there. I wonder where.
At the little cemetery that they have there.
Right. Of Nurse's two sisters who were also charged, Eastie was hanged on September 20th, and Cloyce's case was dismissed. So one of her sisters got away. And
Wow.
I thought there was that might have been the thing I was thinking of, but I know one of the witches supposedly cursed the judges, and I don't know if this is true or not, but legend has it that she cursed the judges and all of the judges' family members for eternity, and they all died at a certain age, which I think was 50 or 55. But that's completely a maybe. That is a definite maybe.
I am not against witchcraft. Like, these bitches back in the day, if they had some supernatural powers, like, more power to you.
Don't you think if they had
Like, you
real
would live
powers,
by,
they
like,
would
fucking
get out of there?
candlelight and, like, you know.
Yeah, wouldn't you want to, like, take those people and utilize them? Like, all right, you're magical.
No shit.
Clean our drinking water that has fecal matter in it because we don't have toilet paper yet. No, they had toilet paper in 1690, right?
I think so.
Let's look that up.
If not, that they had, like, a bidet system.
They didn't have
Some
no
sort
bidets.
of bidet system.
Yeah, it was some guy sitting under you, spitting up. Almost clean, sir. It was one of the fucking the peasants. Yeah, but witchcraft nowadays is satanic shit.
Yeah, actually, it's not. That's a whole different area. I know what you're trying to talk about, but that's not. Like, they worship, like, the sun and the moon.
Yeah, that's
and
all
the
devil
stars.
shit, though.
No.
If you're
it's-
going against, if you're, well, it's not the way you're thinking of it, but me, I go to church. I'm a Christian.
Like pagans.
It's paganism, and that's
And they worship,
devil.
like, the sun and the
Devil shit.
moon. And, you know, they're very just in one with the earth. And then there are some
bunch of
that
hippie
branch
satanic
off.
assholes.
No, listen, there are some that branch off, and they are into that satanic stuff.
Hillary Clinton,
Oh, God.
Aleister Crowley, all right, he was a well-known satanic advocate of witchcraft, and he was very prominent with a celebrity following that still is around to this day. And look it up. Read a book if you don't believe me. He was very, very into the celebrity scene of weird shit that's not necessarily God worshipping. So take it as you will. Maybe it's not satanic, but it's definitely not holy. Alright? And more power to the people who have magic powers. I would like for you guys to reach out to Justin, my podcast, and I'll have you on so you can show me some cool tricks. But isn't that weird though that, like we were saying before, how religions are all cults, but there's
But define
I don't
the
really
word,
want to
what-
shit on
define
anybody's
the word
religion.
Cult. Like, what is
All right,
a
so
cult?
I'm not sure the exact definition, but to me, a cult. All right, so here's the difference to me between a cult and a religion. A religion has, I think Joe Rogan actually explained this way better than I'm going to now, but I'm along the same same premise as he had. A cult, a religion is a following of a prophet that has passed away and is gone, right? And then a cult is a following of a similar aspect with a person that's still alive, right? So Scientology is a religion now, but when LRH, L. Ron Hubbard, ERH, is it L?
L. Ron Hubbard.
No, yeah, LRH. I was singing L. Ron, ELRON. It's L. Ron Hubbard. LRH, when he was alive, and he made this religion, so that was a cult until he died. Right? He was alive, and he was writing the scriptures of it. A normal guy, not normal. He was weird. That's a cult, right? Because that guy was still alive.
Okay, well, this is the definition.
Jesus is dead. John Smith is dead. Allah is dead. Muhammad is dead. Those are all religion because all the people are dead.
Okay, well, this is the textbook definition of cult. And the first one is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
then the second one
baby.
is a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister.
So that's a cult. And now let's look up religion and see the difference.
There's still more.
There's none.
And
there's no difference.
The third one is a misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing.
Oh, so I have a cult with my dog.
And the fourth one is a person or thing that is popular or fashionable, especially among a particular section of society. So it all really depends. Like, a small group of people who love dogs could be a cult. You know what I mean? It all depends on how you define it.
It's a weird love obsession.
Okay, yeah.
So now look up religion and let's compare the two, which there's no difference in my mind.
Like, just search religion definition?
Yeah, religion definition. And we're all part of a cult, guys. If you don't believe in anything, that's a cult too, you sickos.
Okay. The belief in worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods.
Okay, so with superhuman controlling power, that's the difference between religion and a cult. A religion has a superhuman being, and a cult is just the worship of a person.
Okay.
Or a thing that's not superhuman. So the difference between religions and cults are superpowers. Superman.
The second one says a particular system of faith and worship, which is the world-known religion. And the third one says a pursuit or interest to which someone ascribes supreme importance.
All right, so you can mix.
And the example is consumerism is the new religion.
Yeah, of course it is. You know what's the new religion is fucking social justice warriors. Because you guys are all fucking weird. I'm all for being a warrior of justice for society and sociality.
Sociality.
But the SJWs I'm talking about, the nutcases who think I need to call them Zer or him, they. Get a grip, all right? The world isn't going to cater to your needs, you weirdos. Jesus. And I've been very good at not swearing in this podcast, haven't I?
Yeah.
So, how long have we been? This has been almost 2 hours. Want to wrap it up? Let's wrap this up. Do you want any shout outs? give any shout outs to anybody? I have a bunch.
Yeah. So, I want to shout out to my mom because I don't get to see her every day, but I love her so much, more than anything on this planet, and I'm so glad that she's still here with me today, because if not, I probably would have lost myself along the way. I want to give a shout out to you.
Oh, shit.
Because you are my best friend.
Aw.
My most special friend.
It's gonna get all lovey-dovey here at the end, folks. Grab your tissue
And
boxes.
my lover and my partner in life. And I just love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And I enjoyed doing
love
this
you too.
podcast with you.
I enjoyed this as well. It's been wicked fun.
This is my first podcast, by the way.
And you're actually, well, aside from my direct family, my mother and my grandmother, you're the first female guest. So this is history. This is legendary.
Yeah, there'll be more.
Oh, there definitely will be. Let me give some shout outs to Shia LaBeouf is my main shout out every time. Also, I'll give a shout out to your aunt and uncle. We recently stayed at their house and watched their dogs.
Yes, we did.
And they're amazing. And they smoke more weed than I do, which I respect because they're functioning.
They're high 24/7.
They function
Literally.
better than I function, and they are higher than I am, which is amazing. Because if you smoke more weed than I do, which I don't smoke weed, guys, all right? Any job out there that's thinking of firing me or randomly drug testing me, I don't really smoke weed. It's a joke. But people that do smoke more weed than I don't are very impressive to me, that function. So shout outs to them. Shout outs to my family and your family as well. And shout outs to my cousin Steve and his wife Patty, who just had a baby. Charlie, I believe. Charlie Bedard. Shout outs to them. Shout outs to my cousin Mike. Shout outs to my cousin Dante, Bill, Emma, Caitlin, Dylan, all of them, guys. Egg, every one of them. Ben, Bourne, Nick, all you guys. I love all you guys. All my uncles and aunts, blah, blah, blah. And shout outs to Copper Cab, still making me laugh, man. I got to give you another shout out. Hilarious. Shout outs to Pete Davidson. Is that his name? Pete Davidson? Because he went off on some college. He was doing a show, and they started complaining that he was being too offensive. If you go to a comedy show, guys,
that's what's so wrong with the world.
shut the hell
Like,
up, you know what I
honestly,
mean?
everyone needs to grow the fuck up. Like,
Especially
you're
at
not 7 years old anymore. I don't know why, like, everyone's taking offense to everything. Like, blow it over you. Stop taking offense to everything. The world is a fucking joke. Walk around thinking that the world is a fucking joke. I'm so sick of people getting offended because, we say something stupid, like your shirt's black. Oh, that's fucking racist. Like, oh, shut up. Like, just
Especially
get over yourself.
At a comedy show, it's like, what do you...
Like, what do you come here for?
Knock, knock. Who's there? Is that joke good? Is that alright? It's not offensive? Is it PC
Everything
enough?
is so offensive nowadays. You might as well just walk around fucking silent.
Yeah, so let me give a demerit to all the people that get offended by jokes. It's not that serious. And if we've offended you on this podcast, I'm glad, because you guys are soft as cupcakes and probably even softer than that. And shout outs to all the people that aren't offended, and shout outs to the people who are listening. And any more specific shout outs? I guess not. Shout outs to my man Bean Man. Yes. Hurrah then. Shout outs, demerits to Toni Morrison for
Yeah, you didn't come over.
not being on the podcast, not answering me. Like, a text is so fucking hard to answer. What the fuck is the deal with that? Nobody answers texts anymore. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything unless they're offended or triggered. Shout outs to all the people that are triggered. You guys make the world a whole lot fucking more interesting. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for listening. Have a good night. Stay out there and stay offended and stay being a person.
Stay being a human. Laugh.
Laugh.
Laugh at everything.
It's funner that way, guys. All right, you guys have a good night, and God bless.
Bye.